All right, at this point with Tony Khan, I don't know what to make of this anymore. Is this the dumbest crap ever or the most genius stuff that we've seen in a long time? Or is he making a fool out of himself? I don't know, man. Tony Khan at the NFL draft, he's got the neck brace on. He's selling the gimmick and everything, but I've got problems with all of this, and I'll tell you about it all, but let me just play the clip for you right now so you can see it. This is what he said. This is crazy. He basically just called the WWE a bunch of rapists.
There has not been a challenger brand that has gained as much market share as AEW in many, many, many years. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and we're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. And I'm really proud of what we do down here.
All right. I think, all right, Tony. We're gonna
hold on, real quick. What's the prognosis? What do the doctors tell?
So first of all, there's so much to unpack from this, right? Unlike, Sean Ross and, Denise Salsucco and all those other people who are just going to go, wow, that was crazy that he said that. Wow, what is that? I don't know. What do you think, guys? I'm actually going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff about this because there's a whole bunch to say about this. It's really friggin' crazy. Let's start at what he just said anyway. Let's start there. Let's start where this is. By the way, Joe Cronin Show. Hope you leave a comment down below. Leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Pump this video out, baby, like a 9-month pregnant. Okay, I don't know. Just pump this video out there. Share it everywhere. I don't know. But anyway, the bottom line is Tony Khan says, they're our competitor. WWE does not see AEW as a competitor. And now they're getting destroyed, by WWE. So it is very interesting that here, he calls them their competitor, their competition. They are definitely trying to punch up towards WWE and trying to get on that level. And there's a complex here, no doubt about it. I'm not saying whether that's wrong or right or whatever, but that's the way it is. They're going to take all the cheap shots, make all the comments. He could have just left it at what he said, right? He could have just said, we're up against, the biggest wrestling company in the world, the WWE, so we're trying to carve our own piece of the pie. We're like Pepsi to their Coke and that sort of thing, and we're AEW. But he didn't just do that. He was like, oh, they're our competition, and they're evil. He called them friggin' evil. Like, what the hell? Why did he say that? It's like, oh, we're up against the most evil company, the WWE. They're like the Harvey Weinstein of wrestling companies. By the way, Weinstein, not to be confused with Epstein Island. Weinstein, Epstein. Wonder what that correlation is. So I don't know if they got scared because he said Harvey Weinstein or whatever. But they might have gotten freaked out that Tony Khan said that. I don't know if he should have done this. I mean, again, like it's weird because, you have people, whenever someone says, oh, they're so evil and I'm so good, I never trust that all the time. Like, oh, I'm so good, guys, and they're in the WWE, they're just so epically evil and whatever else. And Weinstein, Harvey, not to be confused with Epstein, that's a different Steen, something different going on there, but something similar. But Harvey Weinstein, he's basically calling the WWE rapists. Very strange. Let's go back to this again.
Wrestling, and we're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor.
He chooses to call them evil. He chooses to call them their competitor. WWE does not think that they're their competitor. He's saying they're evil. He's really painting this tribalistic view on everything.
That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling.
Oh, my God. Great joke. You thought he was going to say Coke, right? Nope. It's even worse.
Really proud of what we do down here.
They got real freaked out there when he said that because, I don't know, NFL is partners with WWE in some way or something. NBC, NFL, I don't know. They got freaked out there.
And
can you imagine being in the NFL? Like, a lot of these people don't know what Tony Khan is talking about here. They're like, what the hell is this guy? But could Tony Khan have used this opportunity to say, like, yep, I got attacked. It's too bad Chris Jericho wasn't there to help me last week. That would have been nice if Chris had come out. But yeah, you guys, we'll see what the prognosis is from the doctors. We'll see what kind of draft week we have, and maybe he could have promoted Jericho and Bryan Danielson and some of that stuff that maybe former wrestling fans or casual fans would have been like, oh, yeah, Jericho's over there. I should go check that out. It maybe would have promoted it. I don't think this insider stuff worked and him attacking WWE. Maybe it worked. I'm not really sure. A lot of people are going to be crapping on this and be angry at Tony Khan. I've been finding this hilarious for so many different reasons. But you do see where Tony Khan's head is at. Now, he's using this moment to try to get a, shock and to get the news going. And, everyone's going to be talking about this now. He called WWE Harvey Weinstein. Oh, my God. Tony Khan called WWE a bunch of racists. And, they're going to sue him and stuff like that. People think they're going to sue Tony Khan because he called them Harvey Weinstein, which I don't think that's going to happen. But the neck brace isn't even on the right way. Tony Khan, when he was at the draft, he was like looking around and stuff. Like he should have been like really selling it, and he really wasn't. He was like using his neck still. And this goes back to the other night with how they could have sold it better. But like, bro, this was hilarious. I'm sorry. And maybe, there's going to be so many different sets of feelings on this whole thing. By the way, guys, I hope you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think about this. Joe Cronin Show. You got to be here for all the news, videos, comments, and everything else. Now, some people are going to say childish, garbage, bullshit, lowbrow type of stuff from Tony Khan here. Some other people are going to call it brilliant. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm still laughing. I don't know what this is. It's not when Vince McMahon got attacked by Stone Cold, and people thought, damn, this seems real. Like, this almost feels real. And it's not like Eric Bischoff in the NWO. It's very different. It's almost funny. It's laughable. But, like, if you have to check boxes like, was it really good? Was it believable? Was it one of the best things you ever saw? Is it entertaining? Is it funny? Like, these type of things. I mean, you can definitely, in my opinion, I'm definitely checking the boxes of funny and entertaining. Like, this has been funny and entertaining to me. And without this, there'd be nothing going on in AEW. There really wouldn't be anything going on. So, I mean, I guess I'll take it. Now, going back to the neck injury the other night real quick, I just can't get over this. Can you imagine a Jaguars fan? Like, your team isn't doing the greatest? Because I know in Boston, we crap on the owners of the Red Sox and the Bruins and everybody. Like, oh, the Red Sox only care about their stupid soccer team and football teams overseas in Europe. Like, they barely even care about Red Sox anymore. It's all about soccer and Formula One or racing and other things. They don't even care. And there's this negativity towards our owners. I can only imagine if our football team wasn't winning a Super Bowl and then the owner is doing this, he'd be called a joke. And not that I agree with that, but the sports town people who are football fans only and not AEW fans would be like, bro, this is our friggin' owner. All he wants to do is play with wrestling figures and put a neck brace on. It's like a big joke. Like, he don't give a shit about the Jaguars, and he's a clown. Like, so that's what would be being said in Boston. I know it. And you New Yorkers out there know it too, that in New York you would be saying that sort of thing as well. So I can only imagine the conversation. But I guess in Jacksonville you could probably get away with it. But again, going back to the whole situation, like, the guy walked out of the ring on his own after the Meltzer driver. He took a microphone to the chest. And in my opinion, I almost think Tony Khan, this is all fake, and that he's going to come out as this was all a work, like it was all a work of a work, and that he's actually with the Young Bucks and everybody, and this is almost like an Eric Bischoff, NWO, like, different thing. Remember when the NWO put Eric Bischoff through the table and things like that? Like, that shit looked believable. It looked like the guy got waffled. Vince McMahon got a stunner. It looked like he took a stunner and hurt his throat or something like that. Things like that. Vince looked like he actually got hurt. Eric Bischoff looked like he got hurt. Tony Khan, it looked like a fake wrestling thing, right? And now he's selling it with the neck brace, and it's hilarious. Tony Khan is almost like this shit-eating heel, like Owen Hart type of character. Like, Owen Hart could pull this type of thing off where he's got the neck brace. Tony Khan is like playing this heel villain, but this was done to him by the heel villain team. So it makes no sense to me. Like, I don't understand what's going on. But, like, it's hilarious also at the same time because it's so ridiculous. But, like, all this stuff would be funny, but it's the fact that he calls WWE the Weinstein. He's really going after WWE. He's really making it about him and WWE. I can't believe this.
Are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. Yeah. And we're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is
called them evil?
Is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. And I'm really proud of what
he knows exactly what he's doing, though. This is phenomenal.
down here.
I think.
And
All right, Tony, we're gonna.
Hold on, real quick.
All right, let's go to some of you guys' reaction and comments to this because it's crazy. Make sure you subscribe to this channel or Dolphins will die, and you don't want that. Guys, this is huge news. I don't know what the hell this has to do with anything or what's going on, but apparently, allegedly, WWE President Nick Khan has filed to sell what appears to be all of his holdings, 234,424 shares in TKO Group Holdings. What? So we always said that this was going to happen. We always talked that this might actually happen, that once Nick Khan had WWE in this amazing position, he would actually walk away onto his next venture. I just out of nowhere, I wanted to drop this news and say that, to me, this tells me that that may, in fact, be happening. So we shall see what happens there. But I've got to get to your comments on this whole thing because this is crazy. I don't know what else to... Let's talk about some of the comments to this. I put up a tweet about it, and you guys are reacting. I like Tony for doing this, says Joe Bishop. Steve Langenheim says, is he lying? Tony the Snowman Khan just can't help himself. That's kind of funny. Justin McNeil says, Tony better watch out. He's going to get sued. WWE cost his dad millions. Weinstein of pro wrestling. Louis Ordinetta, are you effing serious? Eric Bischoff, by way of Rastafa, says, Tony Khan, no, you're more like a urine sample than you are Pepsi. Eric Bischoff really hates AEW. I think he might be paid by WWE at this point. This is great, says James. This is awful. Those guys go on the network was like, what the F is going on? He has to be on drugs, says Irish Mafia. That's funny, says Lisa H. A lot of people did find it funny, I guess. And, you know, I mean... It's pretty funny. It's kind of funny. It's crazy. He's calling WWE rapists, basically. I don't know. We'll see what else everybody else has to say about this later on. But I will have more on this, more on the Nick Khan stuff, more opinions about this and other things as well. But let's go to Brandon Thurston now with his comment, I suppose, and see what he's saying here. Brandon Thurston, who also, I think Brandon Thurston bashed me the other day about the Denise Sean Ross salad tosser comments or whatever. Tony Khan on the NFL Network, there has not been a challenger brand that has gained as much market share as AEW in many, many years. We're like the Pepsi. That's who we're facing. Oh, this is just a quote of what he said. Okay, well, I mean, we already read that. You got a wrestling promoter on the NFL Network talking about wrestling angle while wearing a neck brace. If you didn't pop and think this was the greatest thing, you're not a wrestling fan. Yeah, and see, that's where it's at, man. While I think that Tony Khan could have done a better job of booking this whole thing and selling it, like, I think he should have been savagely attacked a little bit more instead of a Meltzer driver and a microphone. I think they should have punched him in the face until he busted open, or maybe they could have done something else to him. Like, I just think he should have been, you know, maybe they could have pile drove him on the exposed ground or something. But I just think the way it was done wasn't done great. And then he walked out of the ring. He should have been stretchered off. And quite honestly, they should have put out a press release that they don't know if Tony Khan's going to be at the draft or his father would even be at the draft because Tony Khan suffered a severe injury the other night while performing in wrestling. And they should have sold it like it was a work that turned into a real injury and made the NFL people talk about it that way, that the owner of the Jaguars might not be here. And then when he shows up with the neck brace on in a wheelchair or something like that. So I just think that he could have gone further with this and tried to sort of work the people that all know wrestling is fake, that don't take it seriously in the media and the NFL people, and sort of tried to work them by working them that the work turned into a shoot. But they could have gone a little further with it for us too as well. And I think that today, you know, he was turning his head around. It didn't make any sense. The neck brace wasn't even on the right way. So, you know, but I love the effort though. I really do. And I agree that I think this is hilarious. Like the Harvey Weinstein WWE bashing aside, this was hilarious. Again, I do think that there is room to criticize him for this being weak sauce in some ways, but I love it because I'm making a video on it. And if he didn't do this, I wouldn't be talking about anything today. So, hey, for that, Tony Khan, Joe Cronin, I thank you, brother. Hit me up on Twitter at MetaWorldOnline, Instagram.com, Joe Cronin Show, and right here on Joe Cronin Show. Subscribe for more videos. I'm live all the time. Don't miss my shows. Live, videos, news, comments. Leave your comments down below. I'm going to pin the best ones to the top, and I'm going to like them. I'm going to react to them. If you leave a super thanks, I need you guys. Fund this show. I need you to fund this show. We're crowdfunded. We need your help. So do that down below. Super thanks. PayPal.me/Joe Cronin Show. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Over thousands of podcasts you've never heard before. Not on YouTube. Behind the paywall. Silly, jokesters type of stuff. Music, commentary, movie reviews. Just crazy talk. Podcasts like Opie and Anthony from the Corrupted Podcast on Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I'm Joe Cronin. I might be live later tonight. I'm not sure. And I'll be live Saturday night for Monetize This right here on the channel, where we're not going to really talk a ton of wrestling, but we're going to get offensive and weird, and you're going to like it. Or your mothers are going to like it. Somebody's going to like it. I don't know. Anyway, if you can't do any of the crap that I just said and spewed out to you, and you can't ring the bell, you can't hit the sub button, you can't hit the like button, then you can at least keep watching my channel, because here's some videos popping up right now that you might have missed. I'm Joe Cronin. I'll see you later.